You don't even know, man.
John's gonna take this, by the way. You know he's gonna take
Please
this.
don't, John. Please. She does watch some episodes. Please.
Oh, he might not put it in the episode, but he's gonna keep it in reserve just in case.
Son of a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai, and joining me tonight, I just have our poser extraordinaire, Natai.
It's good to be here with you, Alex.
I like all the hand dancing you do now. It's great.
Like, I don't know. It's not that, like, because you, after 7 years or so, you got into this, like, exact scientific rhythm of the way you speak when you introduce the episodes. I'm like, you know, just getting into the groove of it, you know?
I haven't done it for quite 7 years, but I've been doing this pretty much the same intro now for at least 4.5, maybe 5 years.
Yeah, you know, give or take.
But yeah, I do kind of have a similar way of delivering it every time. Maybe I should switch it up. You should see how John gets like, well, I mean, you can see it when we do the monthly dumps, and I have that unique intro for
He
it.
gets
Right,
thrown off.
Every time I say popping a squat, he laughs. But yeah, tonight
we all like to pop a squat every now and then, you know.
Yeah, tonight Natai and I have gotten together to continue our Monogatari ranking series that we've been doing, and tonight we are going to be ranking OPs, Monogatari series openings. But before we do get started, I do want to remind everyone, do give us a like on YouTube if you like what you see. Subscribe if you want to see more. Comment down below and tell us how wrong we are about all the rankings.
It's right there.
About to
it's
do.
the button's right over there somewhere.
It's right down there. It's right down there. You can also check down below to find links to all the places you can find Anime Club After Dark online. We also have a Discord server which you can join. It's we got lots of stuff going on there recently. It's been fun. Yes, come, child, come. Actually, that sounds really bad out of context. Don't.
Shit is onto us.
Fuck. But yeah, are you ready for this, Natai?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's fucking.
But
go,
are you
man.
ready? Are you ready for this?
God, there's so many OPs in this fucking show.
There's a lot of OPs. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
25 OPs.
25 OPs in a roughly, 100 episode series?
It's like 110 or so episodes, I think.
It's something. I don't remember exactly how many
episodes.
It's
over 100 episodes, I think.
It is over 100, yeah.
At this point.
But yeah, we're going to rank these S through F. I do want to point out, I don't think there's any OP in the Monogatari series that you or I particularly hate or detest. So
we'll see about that.
Well, okay, you might yet surprise me. But I think there's safe to say most of these OPs we like to a certain degree. So really, It's just the degree to which we like them that we're ranking.
There's a reason we're doing this video, you know, because we like these OPs so much.
There's a reason we've expended so much time and effort on the Monogatari series, Natai.
God, I bet like Nisu is like can you imagine like someone will bring to his attention all this fucking content? It's like, what are they even doing?
I can't wait for him to tell us how wrong we are about some
stuff. Go outside, touch grass.
And I also do want to mention that we're going into this, we're ranking the OPs as a complete package. We're not just ranking the song or the visuals. It's got to be the complete package that we are ranking. So if one seems a little higher or lower than you might otherwise expect it to be, it's because we're probably considering the whole thing and not just one aspect of it.
Yeah.
And we are going to go in order that these OPs premiered during the run of the series. So I guess let's get into it, Natai. The first one, the very first Monogatari OP, Staple. The the first Hitagi OP. What do you think?
I think, all right, first of all, I love this song.
Mm,
I think it's very like I like the guitar riffs at the beginning. I like the sort of tone it has going for it. It's like very
mhm.
chill, but like there's something about it, you know.
Yeah.
I think this one is like a solid B. I think this like it set the tone for what we can expect to some extent from the Monogatari OPs. I think it's just very solid, you know.
I
Very
would kind of
minimalistic as
I
well.
would kind of agree with that, and especially with the whole setting the tone thing with the visuals, especially.
Yeah.
Like the visuals are a little weird, but they're not over the top.
The flying staplers, you know.
Yeah, the giant Hitagi,
Oh,
the
fucking
Godzilla.
God
It's
bless.
Godzilla. um,
Hitagila.
yeah, yeah. I think B is actually a really good place for this. I would say, yeah, high
Solid.
B, low A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets to an A, but it's just very solid B. It's like good OP, just good OP, you know?
Mm.
I really like it a lot.
All right. Well, then the next OP we have is the first Hachikuji OP, which is Kairimichi.
I hate this song. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? You do?
Like I like the visuals of the OP, but man, that this song is like I remember first time it's such a whiplash. Like having stables for 2 episodes, like oh nice, I'm enjoying this very chill, you know, and then suddenly I don't know where it's like chill. Oh my god,
It is a good introduction to Hachikuji,
it
I
is.
think.
It is. I agree with you on that. I, I like this OP, by the way. I think
Um,
visually it's great.
I will say that as much as I love the character of Hachikuji, um, Emery Kato, who is Hachikuji's voice actor, who is also doing the singing in this OP, not the best singer.
On the one hand, yes. On the other, I think like the other songs Hachiko Jazz like complement her singing way better. In this OP, it feels like she's singing in character more than in the other songs. You know?
Yeah, you know what? I would actually agree with that. And
Yeah,
I do think that her other songs, which we'll get to down the line here, I think they're way better.
I agree. I
So we
think
want to
this is like
maybe C,
yeah, I think
D.
it's a C. I definitely agree to C.
Okay,
C for
okay.
cunt. Am I right? What?
What? Excuse me. Excuse me. Hachikuji is not a cunt. That is slander, sir. uh, but speaking of cunt, next is ambivalent world. You like that? You like that? That segue, huh?
Nice segue.
Yeah, this is
Um,
Kamburu's first OP.
it's funny because Ambivalent World feels like the most standard of the original Bake openings, you know?
Can I
Because
tell
it,
you, it doesn't feel like an OP. It actually feels like an ED.
I don't want to. I don't know if I agree with that because it feels like it's got the classic J Rock song and you're like yeah I like this yeah, but it's funny because until this point, in every OP, you only had in terms of the characters that show up in the visuals are only the characters for that's like the named characters like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Itagi for Staple Spell and Hachikuji, and then in Ambivalent World, it's like you see both Aragi and Itagi and Kanburu. It feels very like just a like a just more of a classic type of OP for Bakemonogatari, and
Mm.
like on the one hand like for the longest time I felt it's not as memorable, but then like the more time I went back to watch it, there are so many moments that I like about it, like the end where it's literally Hitage like cutting Kanburo in half with these scissors. Like I love that closing shot of that OP. I think it's
Mm.
great. Just the rest of the OP is just okay, but I love the symbolisms with the flowers where she's jumping from one flower to the other. There's it's yeah.
That whole thing you're talking about with Hitagi being in the OP and then eventually cutting her in half with scissors. Do you know what it gave me the impression of the very first time I saw it? That
Mhm.
this arc was going to be some kind of like jealousy arc.
I mean, you're not that far off.
I okay, I'm not, but I kind of am.
Yeah. Um, just the other way
She's a
around. I
lesbian, you
don't know.
know.
She has a girlfriend, you know.
She
Um,
has a girlfriend, you know. Do you know what she's called?
Biggest cuntest.
Oh
I need
shit!
to stop. This feels like a C to me. You know,
You
it's
know what?
I like
I
it
could
better
go
than
with
the
C.
Achikuji one.
I could go with C. I mean, personally, I would say maybe a low B, but I'd be okay with C.
I think it's higher than Hachikuji's OP, but it's fine. It's good.
Okay,
It's not bad.
okay. Next is an OP that needs absolutely no introduction, even though it only appeared in two, technically three episodes because it does come back in Koyomi Monogatari. Renai Circulation. I don't think I can understate exactly how legendary this OP is in the anime world,
It's only 2 episodes.
and it only appears in two episodes. Um,
This is an A.
an A. I was gonna say S.
You think it's an S?
I think because of not just because of the OP itself, but because of the status it has. I mean, I feel like it needs something a little higher than an A.
I'll give you that. Fine.
You know, obviously there's the other um my god, what's her name? The main girl of
OP.
this arc.
What? Narako?
Nanako, thank you. I could for some reason I was
Because the
blanking on her
Naruto, yeah,
name.
that's why I'm kind of hesitant to give it an S because the other Naruto OP builds on it perfectly. You know,
I, I you know, okay, I could be convinced to give Renai Circulation an A. Granted that Moso Express, which is coming later, definitely has to be an S based on how it builds on it.
I agree. Don't get me
Okay.
wrong. This is the top of A. It's again, it's there. It's up there. I love this song so much. I love the visuals. I love how it captures Naruto's
Hmm.
uh obsession in a very cutesy and moe kind of way. You know,
Hmm.
it's great. I love it.
All right, but I mean, I think we're both agreed in terms of like anime OPs. Renai Circulation has got a
It's
legendary
up there.
status.
Yeah,
All
it's up
right,
there.
and
Definitely.
the next one is the final OP of the first season, Bakemonogatari. It is Sugar Sweet Nightmare, which
You
is
know what?
Hanakawa's first OP.
You know what? I
Hmm,
don't like this song in particular, but
really?
I think this OP is like a solid A.
Hmm,
Like the visuals, the mixture of both like live action and the 2D animation. That section where she's like running away and you see like the train tracks behind her,
yeah.
and like it's great. It's so fucking cool. Like the
Which is
cutout
kind of
animation at the end.
foreshadowing for Neko White. Am I
Yeah,
right?
that freaking like interesting section where it's like all the hands are like grabbing Hanakawa and like they're like cutout type of hands with the
Hmm,
animation, which is also they call back to it in the Kizu movies, which is really
they
fucking
do.
cool. Yeah,
They do.
all like
I, I would
visually,
definitely I definitely agree it belongs in A tier. Maybe not quite as like to the level of Renai Circulation, but just close, close.
it's up there.
I unlike you though, I actually really like the song a lot.
Mm. It's
Um,
my least favorite Hanakawa song, I think.
okay. I mean, Perfect Slumbers and Chocolate Insomnia are pretty good.
Oh yeah,
um, and so we get to Nize Monogatari. We are to Nize Monogatari. So the first OP of Nize Monogatari is the second Hitagi OP, which is Futokotome.
it's very similar to Stables. You know,
It is. I looked up the actual like literal translation of that title because I've never actually seen it like written out in English. The literal translation of that word in Japanese is the constant burden of some people's talk.
AKA stop
Ja-
talking to me.
Japanese never change.
Yeah,
This is like the Germans having a word, the word Schadenfreude. Only the Germans could come up with a word like that.
I'll never forgive the Japanese.
um,
Um,
yeah, but it
this
does
will
have a very
be
similar feel to
yeah.
Staple Stable.
I like the song a lot, by the way. I think it's very, very like I don't know. There's something about it. Um, again, it's very calming, very soothing. Maybe it's just I really dig what's her name, Chiwa Saito's vocals.
Hmm.
There's something about it. I don't know why. I
I mean,
gravitate towards it
I
casually.
think there's a lot of things about Hitagi you and I like. Not the
Where's the
least of
lie?
which is the voice actor.
Um, yeah, it's just like I think it's one of the most understated OPs in Monogatari, which is not a bad thing. It just doesn't leave you with that much of an impression.
So I do want
I
to point out there's two versions of this OP.
there
Uh,
are, yeah, the
the
shadow
first one, which
version.
appears in episode 1, is in it has Hitagi in shadow, and then
Yeah, it's just her silhouette.
the second version, which appears in episode 3 of Niza Monogatari, has her
Hmm.
like fully colored and everything.
Yeah.
Which
Um.
I like that little detail that
Yeah.
changes.
It's also really cool how it's like they go back to the visual of her falling from the sky, calling back to Bake.
Yeah.
Um.
Do we
Yeah,
want
I
to
don't
put
know.
this in B with stable?
That's the thing. Like, I'm trying. I really, really like the song, but visually, there's not a whole lot that's kind of sticks with you. Even though I really like it,
Are you
I
thinking
don't
C
know.
maybe then?
I think it's a
Because
C.
I'm kind of torn between B and C. I could put it in both, but I'm with you on the visuals. Like I feel like there's not a whole lot there to kind of judge it by. Like I really
Yeah,
like
I
the
think it's a
song.
C. I think it's a C.
Okay. Next is Marshmallow Justice.
Fucking Tomboy is here.
Yeah,
Um,
boy.
the visuals in this one are so fucking cool, dude. The way how like different like objects and like characters just morph into each other. How like Karen like jumps around and just becomes the bees flying around, and it's so much fun. This OP
Best
is so
B.
much fun, dude.
Best B.
Best bee. It's just a fun OP, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, fun is the probably the best way to describe it. The visuals are kind of trippy. I like the whole transformation thing. I think this is actually since this is essentially Karen's OP, I think this is a good intro, even though we've technically been introduced to Karen at this point in the story, technically. This is really the first really like deep dive into her character. And I think it's a good introduction to her character with this OP. Like
I
she
love
is
all
the
the
tomboy. She's the sporty
yeah.
tomboy.
I love the honeycomb patterns in the backgrounds every now and then. And again, just I
Mhm.
can't stress it enough. Like, go back and watch this OP. Like some of the animation that goes on with how they transform from like you have all the flames becoming the bees, or it's great. It's like
Yeah.
really fucking cool stuff.
I personally I would say A.
Yeah, I go with that.
Okay. Next is another iconic Monogatari OP, Platinum Disco.
S.
Yes, agreed, agreed.
Fucking S, dude.
Da, 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 da,
Da,
da,
da, da,
da,
da, da,
da.
da, da. There's so many I love how there are so many variations of Tsukihi in this OP in different
Mhm.
yukatas and different hairstyles just because
Yeah,
um
yeah.
it's so fucking cool. Also, I love the visual of like it's how the camera is panning over Aragi's face.
Mm.
And when he opens his mouth, it's like you see a little Tsuki like waving her legs like sitting on it like in his mouth or whatever. And the
um,
song is so catchy.
yeah, it's hella catchy. Um, and it has an associated dance to it. Like there's an actual
Yeah.
platinum disco dance. You get to see Tsukihi doing that dance in is it the end of
No, it's Aragi doing it in
oh yes
In Neko Black.
yes yes in Neko Black. And it's a cute little dance, and I like the fact that there's
Yeah.
an associated dance with it. I
Nah, Platinum Disco
S is the
is
perfect
awesome.
place for it.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
All right. So moving along from Anise Monogatari into Neko Black, which has the OP of Perfect Slumbers. This is my preferred Hanakawa OP.
I
I
agree.
would say
It's my
this
favorite.
over Chocolate Insomnia, which we'll get to in just a minute. Um,
I agree. It's my favorite Hanakawa OP.
I would
Um,
say A for this because like when you factor in the music, which kind of sounds like a somewhat upbeat lullaby with the visuals, I love it. I love it a lot.
it's kind of melancholic, I would
Yes,
say.
which
It
is
feels
very
very
appropriate
melancholic.
for Hanakawa's character.
I like how seeing her like travel around is also foreshadowing to her spiritual journey that she will go across both in Neko White and the actual eventually like traveling around the globe looking for Oshino.
Yes.
I but my favorite shot of the entire OP is the ending where it's her standing over Aragi when he's like lying down in like with all the flowers around. I don't know what's the name of that flower, but it's literally symbolizes in certain cultures lust, which is literally like the whole point of Nickel Black, which is Aragi was more like lusting after Hanakawa. It wasn't real love that he felt towards her. And I
Yeah.
love how that entire arc is like capturing that single frame. Um, I'm kind of torn between an A and an S. Not gonna lie, I think this like OP is fucking fantastic.
Oh, I'm watching the OP right now. I'm trying to figure. I know those flowers have a name. Oh my god, I've we talked about it during the fucking Spoilercast.
I'm gonna try and look it up, but
Um,
I'm kind of torn between an A and an S. I don't know where your head head's at. You said
so
A, but
I'm comfortable putting it in A, but then I feel like Chocolate Insomnia. I don't want to put it on the same level as Perfect Slumbers because I think it's better.
you think
Not
Chocolate
not
Insomnia is
no no no.
better?
I think Perfect Slumbers is better than Chocolate Insomnia.
Oh,
You know
it's
what? Yeah,
interesting.
A. I say A. Yeah, because then
Okay,
next we can do Chocolate Insomnia, which is uh the OP for Neko White. Which again, good visuals, good song. I just think that Perfect Slumbers did it a little bit better. And
it's a different.
I think something else that Chocolate Insomnia is not helped by is the fact that it takes place or you see this OP right after Perfect Slumber.
It's they're very different tones. I
They
love
are.
how poppy and like very like I love how and fantastical Chocolate Insomnia is. I
Mhm.
love like the small cats that like that accompany Hanakawa. I like how she like I like the ending section where she literally flies out of that box and she's like, spreading her wings. By the way,
Mm.
Tsubasa wings, you get it, eh? Um, and I love the lyrics of Chocolate Sonia. Like there's like the section at the end of the OP where she's talking about she can't wait for a prince to save her anymore, stuff like that. Because that's literally the arc where she's spreading her wings, she's like trying to overcome her own demons by herself.
Mm.
Um, that's like I love Perfect Slumbers, but man, Chocolate Insomnia is like giving like a good fight. Just like
I
which one is my favorite?
It is. It just for me, Perfect Slumbers feels more in line with Hanakawa's personality. I know that Chocolate Insomnia is supposed to be showcasing like her coming out of her shell, growing her wings and flying to something better. I get it. I get the symbolism there. I really do. It's just I feel like even though she's growing as a character, she's becoming better, she's still got this melancholic feel to her, which I feel that Perfect Slumbers encapsulates just a little bit better.
Mm,
So for
interesting.
me,
I don't
like
know.
with Chocolate Insomnia, seeing as how we gave Perfect Slumbers an A, I feel like Chocolate Insomnia for me is a B,
Ooh,
but
it's
like
a
a high
high.
B, like a B plus.
Mm, I wonder because I don't know. I think Chocolate Insomnia is like one of the better OPs, and there are a lot of really good OPs in the series. Um,
I have an idea. It's a radical suggestion, Ty. What if I took Perfect Slumbers and put it in S?
I can live with that.
And I took
I can
Chocolate
live with that.
Insomnia and put it in A.
I can live with that, my man.
I think that is a good idea. I think we should do that. Uh, all right.
I
Did you ever
can't
find out the
find the
name
name
of
of
that
this
flower?
flowers. That's a shame. I'm
It's
I'm
I
I'm really
know. So
trying.
So since we're dumbasses right now, we weren't dumbasses when we originally recorded the spoiler cast for that particular part of the Monogatari series because I know we talked about those flowers.
But yeah,
So go check out that spoiler cast if you actually want to know the name of that flower.
I just yeah, I'm sure we talked about it back then. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on to the next OP in second season, which is the OP for Kabuki Monogatari, and it is Happy Bite, which is Hachikuji's second OP.
I like this song a lot. You know,
I
I
like
like
it a
this
lot.
song a
I
lot.
think it's better than the
Fun.
first one.
Oh, by Country Mile. I also like. I love the trippy visuals of like Hachikuji like going around in circles in all these like very different dimensions and whatnot. Like there's that one section of I don't remember what it's called. What's the actual name of it? But that's sort of like where you have the cubes like going around in like an endless circle, you know,
Hmm.
and she's like hopping between one and the other. It just like it's cute. And again, back
It's
to the lyrics, like
it's
it's
like she's
like the
trapped. The visuals are like she's trapped in an MC Escher painting.
sort of, which when you get to Ori season two, she is sort of.
Kinda,
And
yeah.
again, with the lyrics, when she's like talking about how because Monogatari likes to play with the words, so Mayoi is literally means lost, and they use
Mhm.
that they incorporate that word a lot in the song, which is like I used to be lost, but I'm not lost anymore, or whatever. And it's like I think it's one of the more fun OPs. I think it's a really solid B,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, B. I would say either a high B or a low A for me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I think like I said before, it's better in my opinion all around as an OP than Hachikuji's first OP. Second or next, so not second. Next is Moso Express, easiest S tier of my life.
Man, this OP, every now and then I'm like, which OP is my favorite? And this comes around every now and then. I don't know if it's actually my favorite, but it's like if someone would come up to me and say, "Hey, this is the best Monogatari OP," I wouldn't be able to deny it that
Yeah.
easily. You know, it's so
Um,
fucking good how it builds on Renai circulation. You know,
this is another OP that has two variants. One where you see Nadeko in shadow, and then the other one where she gets color in her.
so it's like the first two episodes have her in like this like dark purple color scheme, and then the last two episodes have it in the original Renai circulation colors with the
Hmm.
greens and like the bright whites.
Yeah, the bright
This
pastel
song,
colors.
yeah, like goddamn, Kana Ozawa, what a fucking powerhouse of a voice actress. Like you feel how eerie Nadeko is on the inside with this song, you know? Like she
Hmm.
sounds so sinister.
I mean, and the name Moso Express Moso literally means delusion.
Yeah, Delusion Express.
Delusion
It's
Express.
so good. I like how they just like invert and like play off of all the things they show you back in Renai. Like like at the end where at the middle section where like back in Renai's circulation, there's that one shot where she's like following Aragi and she's like very
Mm,
happy, but she's like, you know, staying like low, whatever, underneath her hat. And then
mhm.
in this OP, it's like reversed. Like Aragi is walking in one direction, she's going in a different direction. And one of my favorite bits is at the end where she's like holding on to him, like you know, grabbing his arm to the side, and she's like just like singing how she's gonna like you know pretty much like conquer him to some extent.
Yeah.
It's so good, so fucking good.
I mean, yeah, like I said, easiest S tier of my life. Moving on. So to an OP that wasn't even in the original TV broadcast. So this OP is White Lies. It is for Onimonogatari, which is Shinobu Time.
Yeah,
Yes,
Shinobu
okay,
time.
Shinobu Time. Um, it has no lyrics. It's a completely instrumental OP. Like I said, it didn't even play in the original TV broadcast of it. It was only in the Blu-ray release. Um, I don't think there's a whole lot to say. It's kind of got that ED kind of art style to it a little bit. That is it's unique and it's different, but I have to say in terms of like I like the music. The music that's used in this OP is really good. I like it a lot. I like the sort of like the choral like like that kind of shit. I really like it a lot. It's just there's not a
Mm.
lot to go on with this OP.
I think the other Shinobu OP is much stronger visually with like the storytelling.
Mm.
And this one is kind of just forgettable, you know? It just like it didn't stick with me a whole
As
lot.
much as I hate, because I like I said, I like the piece of music that they used for this. I really do. But the visuals just they don't stick with you, and like
They're just okay.
it's very easy to forget about this OP, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
I'd say I'd stop short of saying it's an F, but I would say it's a D.
I think it's a D.
A D, okay. Um, Next we have actually the next two OPs are technically the same OP, just completely different. um, so
There's only one place for the next two.
Oh, okay. Well, no, there's two places for him. So Fast Love, we're getting into so the next two OPs are both OPs for Hitagi End. Fast Love is the first one. It's the one that's sung solely by Hitagi's voice actor Chiwa Saito. It's a good song, and I really like the sort of 80s visual aesthetic to it, like a lot. um
It's perfect. It's fucking perfect. The contrast of like the sort of fantastical retro shoujo anime type of like visuals contrasted with
mm,
the modern, more like actual what is going on type visuals of Monogatari. And the
mm,
contrast how the retro is like you see how they're like smiling and loving, and then it cuts to the modern look of the characters, and Hitagi is like just looks disgusted with whatever is going on.
mm.
It's
uh
perfect.
it,
The fucking visuals of the snake wrapped around the crab.
mm,
Man,
mm.
this
Um,
OP visually. I know like this it was split with the songs. Visually, this is an S all the way.
yes, but I would stop short of giving Fast Love an S because of what comes next. And the song is super catchy.
I
It's
love this
almost like
song.
this late 80s, early 90s
Do,
J-pop
do,
kind of
do,
sound.
do,
I really,
do,
really like it a
do,
lot.
do.
But I want to give Fast Love an A because I want to give the next one, which is Kokarashi Sentiment, which is the same song. It is the same, well, mostly the same visuals. But instead
It's the
of
same
just
visuals.
having Chiwa Saito sing it, you also have Shinichiro Miki, who is Kaiki's voice actor, singing along too.
They were literally told, sing this like it's like you're doing a bad karaoke version. And it's amazing. I love
Yes.
this so much.
Um, it's also the only time in the Monogatari series that a male character sings in an OP.
You're wrong.
I am.
It's the first time, but there's another instance.
Oh well, okay. In Zoku, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll get there.
That's not really singing.
But it is though. Say
I guess I'll give it to you on a technicality. I'll give it to you on a technicality.
it. But don't get
But
me
no,
wrong. This is an
because
S all the way.
100%, like, even though they're singing like it's bad karaoke, it
It's
factors into
perfect.
like the story arc. It factors into like just the general aesthetics of the OP, and it elevates it. Even though they're intentionally singing it bad, it makes it better.
It's so like this OP is like is incredible, man. It just
Mm,
so fucking good. Again, like that contrast of the modern visuals of like the characters and how like both it shows so much about how they view each other as well. It's so fucking good. This OP is a masterpiece, dude.
yep, I agree.
Love it.
All right, so next we come to Hanamonogatari. So I want to point out, depending on how you watched Hanamonogatari, it could be very, very different for you. So I didn't know this until we were looking this up before we started. In the original, because Hanamonogatari was originally an ONA, it was only broadcast online, but it did have a later TV broadcast. In the original ONA, the OP was The Last Day of My Adolescence, and the ED was Shirushi, uh, Shirushi, um,
By Claris, yeah.
by Claris. Um, and in the TV broadcast, for whatever reason, they flipped that.
Because
Um,
the I don't know. Like
I,
I
I,
get it.
I
That
don't know.
I get it that they like for the release of it when they released it as like a movie, they used Last Day of My Adolescence as the ED because it like that way you don't like it doesn't give away the whole like story of Numachi and like what everything that went there. You know, it feels like it is satisfying to watch it once you're done with the entire arc.
Yeah. My
Um,
point in bringing that up though is that the only song that's on this particular list is "The Last Day of My Adolescence," which is how it was originally broadcast.
yeah,
Um,
good
so
song.
it is.
I like the punk rock like vibes it has. You know,
It's the second best thing about Hana Monogatari.
yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. I like the
The
part of the
best thing
song
is
where she's
Kaiki.
like, definitely. I like the part of the song where she's like, "Da, da, 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 da," like that screaming, like screeching type of vocals she does. It's like I love that. And I like the visuals a lot. I like Nomachi's like suffering throughout that OP. I like how you very much see them like kiss pretty much from afar. It's like it's very on the nose.
They should have
Um,
kissed in the fucking anime.
no, you said they should have banged in the fucking anime.
Actually, yeah,
Don't lie.
it should have gone even further than kissing.
Anyway, I think
Wasted
it's a
potential.
B.
A B. Wow. This is
I
going to
think
be
it's
the
a
one
B.
part where I'm going to have to agree with or disagree with you. I'd say it's a high D, low C.
What?
Yeah.
No, what? It's great.
Uh, I don't
What's
know,
wrong with
man.
it?
I mean, the to me the song is just kind of okay. The visuals kind of carry it for
No.
me.
Wow, I
Um,
love this song. I'm surprised. I like this song a lot.
I I don't know. It's kind of forgettable in the same way, kind of that White Lies is for me, and maybe it's just because Hana Monogatari is my least favorite part of the Monogatari series.
I'm kind of shocked. It's not like White Lies. It's a whole different class. It
I don't
has
know.
so much like it has so much energy to it. It has so much more like you feel the angst, the teenage angst coming off of it. It's great.
I'd give it a C, like right
I'd
there
give
in the
it
middle.
top C. If you can't give it a B, I think it's like the top of the C.
Okay, C plus.
Sure.
All right, I can live with that. All right. Next is
D. God
Suki.
damn.
I just it's just the song was just not for me. Um, Next is Suki Monogatari, which is the OP for that is Orange Mint, one of the most underrated OPs in the Monogatari series in my mind. For me, this is an A, easy A.
Is it an A or is it an S? I love this
Ooh.
song. I'm unapologetically love this song.
I
It's
mean,
so
Suki
fun. The full
Monogatari is the part of the Monogatari series that made me really fall in love with Ononoki, so I'm kind of biased in that regard.
don't get me wrong. This OP is my favorite thing about Suki Monogatari. This is like the thing I cherish the most about this art because it's that good. Like the trippy visuals, how it's like constantly Ononoki like folding onto herself and
Mhm.
like the fucking chair dance she does at the end, and
And how
it's
deadpan
so
she is every
creative.
time she looks right at the camera.
It was said with a posed look.
Um,
It's
I mean, I
yeah,
could
it's
put
an
it
A
in
probably.
I could put it in S, but for me, it's easy A, like A plus material.
Yeah, maybe my biases are just too strong. It's an A.
Okay.
So fucking good. I want to listen to that song right now. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh man, I didn't realize this. Do you know that we must have talked about it during the spoiler cast, but all Tsuki Monogatari aired on December 31st, New Year's Eve, 2014.
It did. That's right. It's the
Um,
Christmas episode of Monogatari.
it kind of is because like it's very wintry around the time of Tsuki Monogatari's story. All right, so we're getting into the end here. Owari Monogatari. We have Descent Black, which is the first true Ogi OP.
I love this OP, dude.
I like the
I
Sherlock
love.
Holmes visuals at the end. They're really
Yeah.
cool.
I also like how again with the callbacks, like you have that visual of Ogi like falling through this space or whatever that she's falling through, like Itagi back in Bake. But it's the Ogi spin of it. It's like the class is like coming apart, and she's like floating through like space and time or whatever is going on. Um, I I love it. It's great. I love her little dance, and when she's like hanging off the clock, it's like ticking slowly. It's
Yeah.
and the sound and the actual music. It feels like those like heavy synths. That there's like it's like they help with that eerie feeling where it's like I don't understand what Oki is, but
Mm.
she is something all right. You know?
Yeah, it's got like that almost like an EDM feel to it, that music.
Yeah. The
Um,
the the full version, especially, you get those vibes. It's great.
yeah, like there's an instrumental part, or well, instrumental. There's no fucking instruments in the song. It's all like synthetic music. But there's an instrumental part of this song where it's like it goes heavy into that like
Yeah,
synthetic beats.
it's
Um,
great.
I don't know. Are we thinking A perhaps?
I think it's either a B or an A.
I'll tell you what. For now, we can change this later. For now, let's drop it in B because I have some things to say about another OGOP that's coming up.
Okay.
But I think B, and think of it like as a B plus. Yeah. For now, let's leave it there. Next though, Mathemagics, dude,
S.
dude, S, easy
Bro, that
S.
that bass can slap my ass any day it wants. Holy shit.
And also like the trippy, like mathematically inspired visuals, fucking
Like the
amazing.
mirrored sort of, yeah, man, it's so fucking cool. It's it's like it's so visually striking, and it's so beautiful and so simple in concept, but it's like it goes hard, dude. It
Mm.
goes hard. This fucking song is so good.
That you mentioned the bass, right? And it comes in right at the beginning, right?
Yeah, you can't
Um,
miss it.
it that the sound of that bass just it really encapsulates the frustration of Sodachi so much.
Yeah. That's a cool interpretation. Yeah, I agree. It's so fucking cool. It's like there's
I
something
don't know.
so
I
like
love it.
mesmerizing about this OP. You can't look away from it. It sticks with you.
Um, so next
Yes.
is the second Sodachi OP, and I feel like it suffers from coming after something that's such a banger. Also worth pointing out, if you originally watched Owari Monogatari on TV, you didn't see this OP.
Yeah, you got more mathematics.
You got more Mathemagics. The second OP for the second arc, or second Sodachi arc,
Yeah.
Sodachi Lost, was only included in the Blu-ray release. And that the song is called Yurachi Hoteshiki, which literally means evening shower equation.
My
Um,
favorite type of showers.
yeah, yeah. You can take your phone in there with you, and do equations.
You
um,
know what? I kind of like this OP.
I I like it, but again, I feel like it's nowhere near as good as
It's
Mathemagics.
not mathematics,
And I
but I
feel
like
like
it.
it really suffers from the fact that it comes right after Mathemagics.
It's just when we were doing our Owari Sportcast for that section of the series,
Mm,
I I went back and watched it a couple times because I know I just haven't watched it as many times as I've watched Mathematics because it's not like when you go to Crunchyroll, it's not there,
uh-huh.
obviously. Um
Thanks, Crunchyroll.
and yeah. Um I really like what this OP is trying to tell you with like how you have Sodachi, like she's alone in the snow and she's by herself, and only when she like fully embraces herself and you have like the two Sodachis making out and then like combining to and she becomes whole.
That was
She's
hot.
crying. Sure, she's crying, but she's like she's happy because she's fulfilled and she's happy with herself and she feels whole again. It's
Mm,
it's beautiful. Like that visual is beautiful. Of course, you'll make it. Of course, it's like kind of weird. She's making out with herself, but it's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a
mm.
B.
A B. Okay, I was gonna say like either a high C or a low B. So yeah,
I think
B
it's
is
a B.
fine. B is fine. All right, next we have Mind Shots, which is by far a better Shinobu instrumental OP than White Lies. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't
All right.
like they're like I like the how they portray the first slave or minion, where
Mm.
it's like he's like all dark and like he's looking through the cage or whatever. Um, Again, not one of my favorite OPs, but it's way better than White Lies. I think it's like a
I
solid C.
a solid C. I was gonna say yeah, either a high C, low B, but you know what? C. I can live with. C I can live with. All right, next we're getting into Awari season 2 or part
Yeah,
2 or however you want to call it. And with the final Hachukuji OP, Terminal.
it's so cute.
It is.
She's in hell.
It's so cute. The loli is in hell.
I like how they show her with the fucking like making a pile of the stones,
Hmm,
like she tells you in the show that she did when she first got into hell.
hmm.
Um, it's so upbeat and so colorful.
I
I
have to
really
ask
dig
you,
it.
is this better than Happy Bite?
Nah,
No? Would you say it's as
nah.
good as Happy Bite? Because I would.
It's there. I think it's like I think it's as good as Happy Bite. Happy Bite in terms of the songs is my preferred one, but the visuals of Terminal I think are on par, and which is good because Happy Bite was really good.
So are we thinking maybe B?
Yeah, I think B is
Okay.
very deserved.
I
Yeah.
could, I could, I could, I could, I could put it in B. That's no problem. All right. Next is Dreamy Date Drive. I think you and I probably have a lot of good feelings about this because we know what happens in the story arc this is in.
All the Senjoga Harvest service we get here is so,
I know.
bro. The fan service in this OP is magical.
It almost, the OP itself kind of does feel like a love letter to Monogatari fans because it has
Because
those
yeah,
callbacks to the beginning. It has some fan service from stuff throughout the show, and then of course it shows you like how Hitagi is kind of now.
it's grown.
It's
Yeah,
fucking fantastic. It's a great from the original Hitagi OP, which was stable to this. Like it's so
what a
much
journey.
better. Like you see
It's
so
yeah.
much growth.
It's that's why what I mean when I say fan service because there's so many times you see her in different outfits, and
Mhm,
by her outfits you can kind of tell which part of the timeline this is when you see her, and
mm.
it's so cool. Like the amount of detail they pour into it, and like it's great. I love it. I love the section where she like sings along to the song as well.
For me, this
It's
is an
like
A. You're torn between A and B, aren't you?
no, I'm torn between A and S. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, wow, you think it's that good?
No, maybe it is an A. I'm
I,
so I'm so unshamefully biased in this episode, as you can tell.
let's be honest. You got a hard on for Hitagi, just like I do.
Driva Gahara.
Drive Gahara.
I love this song. So it's a great song. I love it.
I think not only do we like this OP a lot, we love the story arc that it's in, and then just thinking
Yeah.
about the OP gives us those really happy feelings about that story arc. All right, we're down to the last two. So remember when I told you to put Descent Black in B? That's because I want to put Dark Cherry Mystery in A.
I agree with you. Dark Cherry Mystery
um,
is so fucking good.
it's such a nice contrast. It's like that big upbeat, like happy sounding song with Ogi, who is literally like dark.
Yeah. It's so cool.
Um,
Like the visual of like the two Ogies, which by the end of the show you get what it's trying to refer to.
mm,
Like just having this like sort of like interactions with each other, both when they're like flying around the city and they were like running towards the mirror and like collapsing.
mm.
Um, it's so fucking good. Like then like the cherry actual like visual of them like being connected by fate.
Yeah,
I think it's a good send off for
I
like
for
Owari
Ogi for
Monogatari.
sure.
Yeah, for Ogi especially.
It's a great OP send off for Ogi. Also, there's a nice little animation detail in this that like it seems so mundane when you mention it, but like the just it makes me giggle with glee every single time that I see it, like a little schoolboy. And I don't know why it
What are you
excites me
talking
so.
about now? I'm
But
curious.
there's a part in it where Ogie's kind of walking along in the OP, and there's like these light bulbs that she's just unplugging as she goes along, and she
Yeah,
unplugs them in time to the beat of the song.
it's so
I,
fucking good.
I don't know why that makes me
Wait, is it
giggle
to the
with
beat of the
glee.
song? Actually,
It
I
is
need to
like
go back
every
and
time,
check.
yeah, every time that she unplugs those light bulbs and throws them away, it's to the downbeat of the song.
I need to watch it again. I don't, wow, that's so fucking cool.
I don't know why that little detail makes me giggle so much and excites me so, but it does.
It's a
But yeah,
really solid opening. It's
for
so
me,
fucking
Dark
good.
Cherry Mystery, easy A. Like you said,
Yeah,
great send off for Awari Monogatari, great send off for Ogi as a character. Um, yeah, it's
yeah. The moment you know the twist, it's like it all comes together with the Soapy.
mm.
I love it.
All right, and then the last one is for Zoku Awari Monogatari. It is 07734, which is hello
Wait,
backwards.
yeah.
Um, all right, yes, on a technicality, this is the second OP where a male character sings.
I I like some of the visuals. I like how the text is inverted because the mirror world and whatnot. I
Mm,
like some of the foreshadowings, like how you can see Shinobu in the castle.
hmm
Um, the song is kind of whatever. Like I get it; it's a cool gimmick, but I'm not gonna listen to it on my free time.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Like it it makes sense to the story being told, but on its own, it's nothing. It's too weird. Like it doesn't. It's too out of
It's
context
just
on its own.
yeah. This OP, you said it's very appropriate for the arc, and that's why I think it's like it's not a. I don't think it's like, I don't think it's shit. I don't think it's a bad OP. I think it's okay. Um,
But on
I
its
think
own,
it's
it's
either
really difficult to rate this very high.
like a D or a low bottom C. That's the thing when you think of it, it's like the last OP of Monogatari that we have. It's like I kind of wish we gotten more.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's kind
I
of
would say
disappointing.
D. For me, I'm gonna say for
Yeah,
let's D because like it's good. It's a good gimmick for what it is. It makes sense to the story arc, but on its own, it's just it's not there.
yeah, it's not bad. It's just eh,
Yeah.
it's
I
fine.
do like I props to the subtitling team for actually putting the subtitles backwards mirrored on the
That's a
screen.
really cool touch. Yeah.
That is actually a really cool touch that they did to kind of sell the whole mirror world thing. But I don't
Damn,
know,
we did
man.
this in under an hour. I'm
We did.
impressed.
We did. So yeah, we didn't even use the F tier at all. Get the F tier.
Get
Get
the
the
fuck
fuck
out of
out.
here, you
Get the
piece of
fuck
shit.
out of here. So yeah, this is
Monogatari
our
openings are awesome. That's why.
huh?
Because Monogatari openings are awesome, dude.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there is no need for an F tier with Monogatari openings, that's for sure. But yeah, this is our list. I'm kind of surprised that we got as many in the S tier as we did. Our A tier is kind
Top
of
five.
stacked, not gonna lie.
All of them are so fucking good. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason almost all of these songs are in my playlist, and I listen to them all the goddamn time. They're that
Yeah.
good, dude.
I'd say of all the songs, all the OP songs for Monogatari, there's maybe 3 or 4 of them that I don't have on
Yeah,
Spotify, like downloaded, ready to go whenever.
same. I love
Um,
them.
it's
And by the
great.
way, all of them are on streaming services, so you can listen to them all the time, all
That's
the
not
time.
entirely true. All of them but
Most of them.
one. All of them but one is on Spotify.
Which one?
07734.
Ah, give me a fucking break.
That is literally though the only one that's not on Spotify, or at least currently as we're recording this. Um,
Yeah,
and as far as I know, it's the only one that's not available anywhere to stream, except for people who put like rips of the OP on YouTube.
It's okay.
I
I'm
don't
not
know if
gonna
there's
cry
some kind of
about
like
it.
licensing thing with that or not. I genuinely don't know why it's not available. Actually, nothing about, as far as I'm aware, nothing about the OST for Zoku is available on
That was
Spotify.
what was I about to ask? If did they release the soundtrack at all? Because I
I
don't know.
maybe they didn't. They had to have though, because they've released all the other soundtracks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I
a
don't know.
shame. It's a good
It's
soundtrack overall.
maybe it's one of those weird licensing things outside of Japan. I don't
Who
know.
knows?
But yeah, this is our list. Please, I am sure some of you will let us know. Let us know down below how wrong we are about all this and how shit our takes are. Um, be sure
Yeah,
to
this is the list.
if this is the list. I'll also be sure to download this and I'll share it in our Discord server once this episode goes out. Um, what else? Be sure to like down below if you liked what you saw. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more. And also hit that
Kind of
little
ended it
bell.
on a low note.
Why? Oh, with it
I
not
feel
being
very low
available.
energy. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
hey,
like it,
hey,
subscribe.
it's fine. Hey, you're the one that's about to go to sleep, not me.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell if you always want to be notified about when we upload new stuff or go live, because we are streaming now on YouTube as well. But thank you everyone who dropped in to watch us. Check down below where you can find links to Anime Club After Dark. Just about anywhere. We're on Twitch, Discord. Our Discord server is always a fun place to be. We also have a merch store down there where you can purchase all kinds of shirts, mugs, stickers. All of those purchases do really, really help us out. There's also a tumbler that you can buy now with Finn's face and signature on it. Her
Ooh,
autografo. Um,
autograph?
hmm. But with that, I have been your host, Alex, and I will see you next time. Say goodnight, Natai.
Good night, everybody. I'm gonna jam now to all these OPs. I know I'm not going to sleep anytime soon.
Are you Natai? Natai. Hold on. Are you platinum mad?
I'm platinum furious.
uh,
He said with a posed look.
All
Enough
right.
cringe for tonight. I'm done.